I didn't think a spare key could turn into a legal battle, but that's exactly what happened. And if you'd told me 3 months ago that I'd be standing on my own porch watching 2 police officers question an HOA president about breaking into my cabin, I would have laughed. But I'm not laughing anymore, because what started as a simple request turned into one of the most calculated power plays I've ever had to deal with. And in the end, I didn't just take my key back. I made sure she would never, ever get close to my door again. It started the day I bought the cabin. Now, when I say cabin, don't picture some luxury lakeside mansion with glass walls and infinity pools. No, this place was simple. Wooden frame, stone chimney, a porch that creaked just enough to remind you it had history. It sat right on the edge of a quiet lake, far enough from the city to feel like escape, but still technically inside a managed community. And yeah, that meant one thing: HOA. I knew it going in, but I figured, how bad could it be? I wasn't planning on repainting the place neon green or parking boats on the roof. I just wanted peace, quiet, and a place to think. I should have known better. The first time I met her, I got that feeling. You know the one. Where someone smiles at you, but their eyes are already measuring what they can take from you. "Welcome to the community," she said, extending a hand. Denise Carter, HOA president. Her handshake was firm, controlled, like she practiced it. "I'm sure you'll enjoy your time here," she added. I nodded. "That's the plan." Then she said something that should have been my warning sign. "I'll need a copy of your cabin key." Just like that, no build-up, no explanation, just expectation. I actually chuckled, thought it was a joke. It wasn't. "I'm sorry," I said, still half smiling. "You need what?" "A copy of your key," she repeated. "Standard HOA protocol. We maintain access for inspections, emergencies, compliance checks." Her tone didn't change, didn't soften, didn't ask, it just assumed. I leaned back slightly, studying her. I didn't see that anywhere in the documents. "You will," she said, "or you'll learn the hard way." That smile came back, sharp this time. Now here's the thing about me. I don't react emotionally right away. I observe, I let people show me who they are, and Denise, she was showing me everything I needed to know, so I did something I almost regret now. I said, "Fine, I'll bring a spare by the office tomorrow." Not because I agreed, but because I wanted to see what she would do with it. Turns out, she did exactly what I should have expected. The first week was quiet, too quiet. No emails, no notices, no complaints. I almost forgot about the whole thing. Then exactly 8 days later, I got a letter, cream-colored envelope, HOA seal stamped in the corner like it meant something. Inside, a violation notice. Failure to comply with community access standards. Fine, $200. I read it twice, then a third time, and then I laughed, not because it was funny, because it was predictable. I emailed her immediately, calm, professional, direct. "Please provide the section of the HOA bylaws that requires homeowners to surrender keys for non-emergency access." Simple question. Should have had a simple answer, but she didn't respond. Instead, 3 days later I got another letter. Second violation. Fine. $400. No explanation, no justification, just escalation. That's when I stopped playing nice. Not outwardly, but internally. I switched gears, because this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a strategy. And if she was playing that game, I was going to play it better. I printed the entire HOA agreement, all 87 pages of it. Most people don't read that kind of thing. That's why people like Denise exist. They rely on that. They count on you skimming, on you assuming, on you backing down. I don't. So I read everything, page by page, line by line, highlighting anything that even hinted at access rights, inspections, authority. And then I found it, buried in section 12, not bolded, not emphasized, just there, like it didn't want to be noticed. HOA representatives may enter a property only under documented emergency conditions or with explicit homeowner consent. I read it again. Then I smiled, because that one sentence, that was everything. She didn't have consent, and there was no emergency, which meant every step she was taking was unsupported, unenforceable, and potentially illegal. So I stopped responding. No emails, no calls, nothing. Let her keep sending notices. Let her keep escalating, because every letter she sent without legal backing was just more evidence. 2 weeks passed. Then something changed. It was a Saturday morning. I remember because the lake was still. No wind, no sound, the kind of quiet that makes you notice when something's wrong. I pulled up to the cabin, coffee in hand, and immediately felt it. The door wasn't fully closed, just slightly open, like someone had been in a hurry. I froze. For a second, my brain tried to explain it away. Maybe I forgot. Maybe the latch didn't catch. Maybe... No, I don't forget things like that. I stepped inside slowly, every sense alert. The air felt different, not disturbed, just used, like someone had been there recently. The kitchen drawer was open, just a few inches. The chair near the window was slightly angled, and there was a faint smell in the air. Perfume, not strong, but definitely not mine. I walked straight to the door, checked the lock. No damage, no scratches, no forced entry, which meant one thing: they didn't break in. They walked in, and suddenly, that spare key didn't feel like a mistake anymore. It felt like a setup. I didn't hesitate. I called her, put it on speaker, let it ring, once, twice. She picked up on the second ring. Yes? Calm. Too calm. "Did you enter my cabin?" I asked. No greeting, no build-up, just the question. There was a pause. Not long, but enough. "Yes," she said. Routine inspection. Just like that. No apology, no hesitation, no concern. I felt something shift in my chest. Not anger, not yet. Something colder, more precise. "You didn't have permission," I said. "We don't need permission," she replied. "We have authority." "No," I said quietly. "You don't." Another pause. This one longer. Heavier. "I suggest you comply," she said, "before this becomes a bigger issue." I looked around my cabin, at the drawer, the chair, the air that didn't feel like mine anymore. "You have 1 hour," I said, "to return my key." And then she laughed. Actually, laughed. "Or what?" she said. I ended the call. That afternoon, I got my answer. The sound of tires on gravel, doors closing, voices outside. I stepped onto the porch, and there they were, 2 police officers, standing near their car and right behind them. Denise, smiling. That's when I knew. She hadn't just crossed a line. She thought she owned it. The officer approached first, professional, measured. "Sir, we received a call regarding a compliance issue with your HOA." I nodded slowly. "Did you now?" He glanced back at Denise, then back at me. "She claims you're refusing lawful access and interfering with community enforcement." I let that sit for a second. Then I said the one thing that changed everything. "Ask her if she had permission to enter my home." The officer turned, looked at her. "Ma'am?" And for the first time since I met her, Denise hesitated. It was small, barely noticeable, but it was there, and that was all it took. Everything after that shifted. The officers asked questions, requested documentation, cited policies, and every time she tried to explain, she got caught in her own contradictions. Because confidence doesn't beat contracts, facts do. Eventually, one of the officers turned back to me. "Do you want to press charges for unlawful entry?" Silence. Denise's smile, gone. Completely. Now here's the part most people don't expect. I didn't say yes, because I wasn't interested in a quick win. I wanted a permanent one. "I just want my key back," I said, right there in front of the officers, in front of the neighbors, in front of the situation she created. She handed it over, slowly, reluctantly, and in that moment, she lost something she didn't even realize. Control. But I wasn't done. Not even close. Because getting the key back, that was just step 1. Step 2 was making sure she would never have power over my door again. That week I made calls. Not to lawyers. Not yet. To security specialists. Access control engineers. People who don't think in terms of locks, but in terms of systems. By Friday, my cabin had something new. No keyhole, no keypad, no visible mechanism at all. Just a smooth, reinforced surface beside the door. Biometric access, fingerprint, retinal backup, encrypted logs, time-stamped entry record overkill, absolutely. But here's the thing. When someone abuses a small opening, you don't patch it, you eliminate it. The next time Denise showed up, she came prepared, papers in hand, legal threats, demand letters. She pointed at the door. "You're in violation," she said. I stepped outside, closed the door behind me, and smiled. "Try it," I said. She reached for the handle, paused, looked for the lock, the keypad, anything. There was nothing, and for the first time, she looked confused. "You can't deny access," she snapped. "Watch me," I said. She called the police again, but this time they didn't even step out of the car, because once a situation is documented, it doesn't reset. It follows you. And now, it was following her. The fines stopped, the letters slowed, the tone changed. But the damage was already done. 2 months later, the HOA called an emergency meeting. Packed room, more people than anyone expected. Turns out, I wasn't the only one. Story after story came out. Unauthorized entries, harassment, threats, fines without basis, a pattern, and once people see a pattern, they stop being afraid. The vote happened that night. It wasn't close. Denise Carter was removed as HOA president, just like that. And the best part? She still lives there, 3 houses down. Sometimes, she walks past my cabin, and every time she does, she glances at the door, at the lock, at the system she can't control, and I see it in her expression. That realization, that one decision, one phone call, one moment of arrogance, cost her everything, because she called the police over a key. So I built a door she can never open again. If someone tried to take control of your home like this, would you fight back or walk away?